Hello YouTube, Matt here with another video for the Made Me shop page. Now some of you who have possibly purchased this exact model, a London Transport Museum special with Bachmann's cooperation, a small Prairie in its L.150 livery. Now some of you will know that the actual locomotive has a Westinghouse pump on the other side. Now if I turn mine around very quickly, you can see I have fitted one on mine, although it was a bit of a bodge because it was, I think it was a Market's brass one, and then you had to make your own mount. So it was a bit fiddly and a bit tricky. All detailed with 0.6 mil copper wire, which you can get from any real decent source online, Amazon or jewellery places. So I've been asked for a few months now, can I do a Westinghouse pump for this? And because I've got the CADs for various other mounts, brackets and all that kind of thing, it was, I'd say, relatively straightforward to modify the CAD to make the one for this. So I have created the CAD and printed a few off. So here are our Westinghouse pumps for this model. You can see here, all nicely detailed, 3D printed in black resin. You can see all the details down the bottom here, as well as on the front as well. And you can detail this up with the same 0.6 copper wire. So this is right for this exact model, so should be quite easy to fit. What I'm going to do is take off the pump off my one and show you how to install it, which should be quite straightforward. A little bit of glue, a little bit of hole drilling, if you don't mind drilling holes in your model, but it always helps to add a bit of detail and make it right and correct. Okay, as you can see, I've got the old pump off successfully and quite nice and cleanly. So I'll talk you through it. So basically you need to drill 3 holes at 0.6 millimeters. One will be here. The other 2, you can see there's one there just on the end of my fingertips. That's about 2 or 3 rivets down from the top. And then there's another one just tucked away on the end of my fingertip there behind the step, but in level, or in range I should say, with the bottom part of the step, so across, and there it is. I find with this area it's best to drill from the inside with a small hand drill, which I have here, and I find that's a bit more controllable and easier to do. Now with the pump, I suggest you paint it maybe in situ or paint it before it goes on, but always check it fits and it is nice and straight on the side. So before gluing, just slap that on there. It will sit, the first arm will sit over the top of the handrail. You can see there, so that's nice and very fiddly, obviously, because it's quite a small item. But you can see there that's nice and straight and level with the tank side as well, and that just basically fits over the top of the handrail and onto the side of the cement box. You can glue that in situ with super glue or araldite, whatever you wish. I'd probably suggest super glue. It's a bit easier, and if it takes a little bit of a knock, then it will just break off quite easily and freely. So yeah, that's all good. So what I need to do now is glue this in place and shape the wire. I still got the old copper wire, so I can use most of that apart from the top one, which I'll need to remake. But overall that's pretty straightforward. So I'll fit the pump and then I'll start fitting the copper back on. Okay, so join me back a little bit later. You can see the pump is fully installed and the copper wire has been fitted, and that one loops around and goes back on itself, back into the tank front. I'll just rotate it around a little bit so you can see. So it fits nicely, looks good, got all the grills on it and all the details that you expect to find. Looking front on, you can see that it's straight with the side and fitted nicely. So that takes care of a small detail item on Bachmann's small Prairie, masquerading as L.150. Hope this is useful. The item or the pump is available from the Made Me shop, which you can find in the link below. It's £3.50. These will also be on eBay, but will be slightly higher due to the fees and bits and pieces on top. Hope you find this useful, and see you again in the next one.